Hello dear viewer, I am leesusss and this is Viscera Cleanup Detail. And when I got back to my holiday the other day, I got quite excited because I saw an announcement on the Steam page for Viscera Cleanup Detail, but sadly it wasn't Runestorm saying they had a new level. No, it was simply that they were saying that they were back and they were going to start doing things, but they've been a bit busy recently, trying to sort out general stuff in the office. So, in the meantime, I have that Viscera-ish, as usual. It's just very poor personal hygiene, probably. But let's go and play one of the earlier levels. And, well, I was going to say do it as a speed run, but I didn't enjoy the speed run very much last time. I mean, I guess I achieved it. I was fast enough for the speed run, but I was such a useless lump that I couldn't do a voiceover, live voiceover at the same time, and I struggled a bit. So, what I'm going to do this time, we're going to play the original one, the very first one, Splatter Station. But instead of actually clicking speedrun, we're going to pretend that I click speedrun, and instead, what I'm going to do, we're going to pretend it's a speedrun, and I'm going to start it up, and I'll work as fast as I can to do it really quickly. But and if I get to the end and I've been fast enough for the speedrun, I can look very smug. But if I'm not good enough and I take too long, principally because I'm talking another old bum for 40 minutes, which is what I usually do, then you know, we won't worry about it too much and I won't feel too guilty. Okay, let's get started then. Right, sorry about that. I've had a bit of trouble with my sound at the moment. My microphone doesn't seem to be picking up things as... My microphone headset doesn't seem to be picking up things as quite as well as it used to. It's a bit more scratchy, which is very frustrating for me. So I have to do stops and spot checks rather than run into more problems and then getting to the end of a recording and then being frustrated because it hasn't sounded as good as I'd hoped. But anyway, no, we're doing a speed run. I haven't got time to read this. Let's just get started, shall we? Straight away. This lovely level. So many fond memories of this level. I think it was, in fact, I know it was Jeff Major that I first saw playing this in his own inimitable way. One of Jeff. Anyone's doing it very badly. And I don't really know why it struck a chord with me, really. I don't know. Obviously, watching him do something is very amusing. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something I'm going to enjoy doing as well. But I don't know. I think it's probably because it's free as well. And as you probably know, I'm incredibly cheap. So I was very happy with the idea of putting the first free demo level. And then it just sort of started from there, really. It was just so much fun to... well, I'm heading towards the bin dispenser, and not the bin dispenser, the furnace over this way. And I knew there was a bin here anyway to make use of. What's going on there? It's a bit strange. Oh, don't you're ruining my mock speedrun game. Don't be weird with the parts are behaving. Anyway, so I've been away for about a week. So, and I've been missing my games. Not that I didn't enjoy myself. I had a great time getting away from the cold, wet, and mostly rainy British winter, and sunning myself on, well, not really super sunny beaches, but much sunnier than I'm pretty used to. You know, 10 degrees hotter than what I'm used to at this time of year. It's oh, for God's sake, very pleasant indeed. A nice pleasant change, and good for the kids as well on their week off. But I have been missing some of my games, and at some point I've got to try and get back into things like Be Happy and various other ones. But I don't remember what I'm doing anymore. But it was great fun. Yeah, running around the beach and not exactly getting a suntan, but a bit browner than I am my usual pasty white self, and discovering that I probably really shouldn't wear wetsuits. Well, at least I've done a few more visits to the gym, maybe. But it was a very jolly nice break, and I took a few videos, and maybe I'll put them up on my channel later. See, I'm true to my word here. I'm working as fast as I possibly can, in the spirit of the mock speedrun. I am dearly missing doing some new Viscera levels, though. What is going on here? The usual Viscera nonsense, I guess. Yes, I'm really missing a new level, and, you know, rather than me getting my quick fix of cleaning up, and talking to you, of course, which is also part of the fun that I have. Oh, for God's sake. I really want a new level that I could explore and take my time over and discover all the wonderful things that the devs have put together, the stories and everything else. Because this level it lacks stories completely. It was so early in the. I don't know. When I first saw it, helpful. When I first saw it, I think I thought it was. It's going so well. Can I go back on holiday now? I think I thought it was almost it felt like a demo game. You know when you get those sort of games where it's people. Like the graphics cards games. Another one actually Jeff Major was doing years ago. One of the first ones I saw him playing was a bridge builder, and this game was principally made to show off how good the graphics card was. And this felt like a game a bit like that. One that had not sort of made in 24 hours, not that rapid, but a game that had been made to see, you know, to maybe show off a bit of the Unreal Engine, or to see what you could do with it. It's quite, you know, quite a pretty game. We're not going to be stacking you, by the way. You can just go over there. And you know, I guess because the game lacked structure. There didn't seem to be any real purpose. There was some sort of vague backstory here. You could see something dreadful had happened. People had been mangled, and it was obviously following the theme of a first-person shooter. That was fairly easy to grab. Let's be careful. No, the bucket. There we go. Get on with it, me. But there was lacking a story. I mean, there's no. Unlike the later levels, there were no data pads in here to tell you what's going on. There's no clues to what actually might have happened. In fact, there's a lot of other things are missing. I mean, they added the bullets, they added the laser in a bit later on, and they added the bullet holes. But you know, they kept the basic look of the level. Not too much has changed apart from that. There's no whole bodies around here or anything like that, and that gave the game a slightly strange feel. I should really be putting these in a bucket, shouldn't I? Really, but never mind. This strange unfinished feeling. Well, maybe many games are like that when people first build them. You know, there's not really I mean, for goodness sake, we see enough early access games out there now, don't we? And some of them not entirely deserving of being ready for sale yet. Yeah, the early stages of a game where some sort of idea has been come across. I mean, when these guys in Runestorm, I've never seen an interview about. Oh, I forgot about these. Borak Frufu. Oh god, they're doing weird things behind me, aren't you? Stop it! Damn, crisp packets. When they made the level, I've never seen an interview that sort of said, you know, this was the inspiration for this game. This is how we came across the idea of doing this. You know, oh, for God's sake. They're more trouble than the organs, you know. These damn crisp packets and things. I've never seen anything from Runestorm saying, you know, oh, this is why we decided to do this level. It, you know, it inspired us to do something like this. It was just, we've made this game, and we thought it was quite cool. Would you like to play it? That's what it felt like. Was it made by a couple of, are they brothers, or are they a couple of young guys in South Africa that why am I even sorting these? What am I doing? Must be moving fast, man. You must be doing a speed run. I mean, the couple of young guys who are friends, I guess, who started to put this together. Maybe it's just one of those things where, you know, they thought, hey, maybe we should try programming. That sounds like fun. Let's try and program a game. I'm sure many games started like that. You know, not everything could be AAA titles, and people have been designing games from when games were first available, when games were first possible. Who's this? Why am I reading these? Paul Petroga, you haven't got time. Did I drop that? No. You haven't got time. Mock speedrun, remember? So maybe this is all on the website somewhere. Maybe this is all described somewhere. Let's get a bucket. What the Runestore guys were thinking of when they put things together. I mean, I think they made didn't make this one first, did they? They made Rook's Keep first, I think. Maybe it was something where I don't think Rook's Keep's building with the Unreal Engine, is it? I'm not sure. Anyway, I should be more informed on these things, but maybe they thought they were looking at this game engine. This could be quite good. But what can we do with it? Let's just have a bit of a mess around. And they said, hey, let's just, you know, make something that's the aftermath of body parts and everything else and see how the physics works. I don't know. That's not going to be a fun story about how something got started. You know about films sometimes, don't you? About how a film idea came together. I saw one recently. One of the things I love to do is I do a lot of travelling. I listen to podcasts quite a lot. One of my favourite ones, which you might well have heard of because it's a very, very popular one, is Good Job Brain, which is an American podcast. 4 friends who do trivia quizzes, which may sound incredibly dull to some of you, depending on what sort of things you like. But it would be the quiz that they have every week. The guys get together and they come up with quizzes for each other on novel and silly ideas. And it's nice to just have interesting information they've found out in trivia. And these guys really are very good at trivia as well. They're very, very smart indeed. And you know, prize-winning quiz team players. There we go. And maybe, you know, some of the things they do would be boring, in the same way that maybe if you did Mythbusters the wrong way, that could be incredibly dull. There's plenty of Mythbusters clones out there, and some of them are incredibly dull. Some of the programs, they've not really grasped the idea, because the personalities. That's what you need. You need the personalities to make a show like that extra interesting. No name dropping of people I like, but you know that's why people like C.P. Gray are so interesting, because the stuff they're talking about is interesting, but the way they talk about it and who they are is interesting too. And these guys in Good Job Brain, I love listening to them. It's I'm so far behind. Although I do a lot of travelling, I don't always get a chance to listen to the podcast every week. So I've got a long way to catch up. Have I done everything in here? I'm mostly done in here, I think, aren't I? Apart from the bullet holes, of course. Let's move on. This bin is not going to take much more, because it is stuffed to the gills with crisp packets. A lot more should fit in there, I think. But even those bullet casings, these shell casings are probably pushing it a little bit. Let's dispense another one and keep moving. That's a speed run, but if I run, I'm just going to create more work for myself. Aren't I, really? Stop shifting around objects. So yes, anyway, so I was listening to one while I was waiting for my flight back home after the holiday, and they were talking about oh, that is very glitchy. Why so glitchy? Why so glitchy, game? Why closing door when I'm asking to pick up a cup? Pick up a cup! Oh no. I've got it. I've got it. Don't panic. Don't be panic. Let me just put these in here. Is that okay? Is that acceptable? Forget the bin, just chuck them in. Yeah. Forget the bin, just chuck them in. Hard to tell if that's faster or not. Oh, don't chuck that in. So that's disturbances in the background. I'm back. And one of the things the guys were talking about on Good Job Brain, they were talking about horror films and things like that as well. And it sort of it chimed quite well with something I was doing recently anyway, because we'd recorded. I don't watch much TV, but when I do, I usually record something and then watch it later. And we'd recorded Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first one, which was what do? Do I get another bin? Let's take this back. You know, a great film to see. One to say, you know, one of those, they say, like films to see before you die, and all that sort of stuff. It's most certainly one of them, and the kids are watching it, and you know, it's great fun. It's clunky. It's got some quite bad special effects in places, and it reminded me, of course, of the not that long ago doing the Halloween special when there was some Nightmare on Elm Street features in there, wasn't there? And when you start looking into these things, you start looking about these early films. I mean, some of these films were. I think seem to remember that it was a film produced at the point where the studio was about to go under, if I remember correctly. Because what I mean is I was looking things up on it. When you start looking into these things, and like the first films that a studio produced, or some of these are absolute classic films that just seem to have hit the flavour of what people wanted at the time. I mean, it wasn't even the first film in the series. I mean, I think Halloween was around before Nightmare on Elm Street was, but it was just something that people were getting into. The slasher picks had started. All the great slasher films at the time. When you start looking into it, all the details on there, absolutely fascinating. And the kids have been watching it, and you see them there, and suddenly you realise that you're watching the film, and oh my god, that person looks familiar. Yes, it's Johnny Depp, and things like that. It's the trivia like that I love to see. When you start to hear about these films, and sometimes you can watch a film and never think twice about it. And when you start looking into it, you just there's amazing facts. Silly things like, try and drag some out of my memory that I remember. Something about, I think, in Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's only on screen for like scant minutes of every film. I don't know what it is, 10 minutes or something like that. A film, stuff like that, and where the during the filming, someone's limping because they're being chased, and it's because they actually got an injury. They got a real injury in the film, and that sort of stuff's fascinating. And it's it's nice to, if you enjoy a film, don't just stop at having watched the film and enjoy it. Look up the information about it. It's not nerdy. It's fun because guys, you discover amazing things about it. What's the other one? I think one people probably know more was things like I think. Michael Myers' mask in Halloween is a really terrible Captain Kirk William Shatner mask. Things like that, little factoids. Don't have to be things where you go around boring people with them, saying, did you know by the way that in Lord of the Rings, when Samwise is trying to go out to see Frodo, he cuts his foot very badly in a piece of glass left by the... you don't have to do that sort of thing, but you can still be... it's the little things in life that... the little facets of life that are fascinating. So much of life is... I'm getting all philosophical now. Viscera philosophy time. It's just my brain, I think. My brain turning over. I have to come up with strange things. Strange thoughts. So much of life is just mundane. It's just the day-to-day, literally the day-to-day. It's just, you're doing the same sort of thing every single day. It's the little facts and little things that you discover. Just bring a... cause you to raise your eyebrow. Really? That was quite interesting, breaks you out of your reverie, of your usual day-to-day stuff. What I find travelling in the car as well, just things will occur to me. I've already talked about this before. I can't remember. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Actually, in the past, I was never very fond of being stuck without much to do, as you are generally in the car, because if you're a regular driver, you do a lot of driving, your brain tends to switch off. Your body's doing a lot. I know you're trying to focus on the road, but a lot of the time, a certain distance, your brain's just on other things. You can't help it. Your brain drifts off. Is there something behind this? There is. I've forgotten about that. Your mind drifts off and starts to wander. And there was a time when I would hate that, because a lot of the time I would dwell on things in the past, things that could have happened and things that would have been, and all sorts of stuff like that. And it used to get me quite frustrated. I'd be I wouldn't like at times when my mind wasn't fully occupied. But now more than anything, I do enjoy that. Whatever reason, I've gotten past that navel gazing, and that's not very helpful, is it? Oh, for God's sake! I know I look forward to times like that, because my brain, it's a fruitful time for me. It's when my mind goes off at tangents. With enough imagination, you can never be bored. Oh, for God's sake! Just clean bucket, dirty bucket, clean bucket, yay, clean bucket. Because you things occur, even if they're questions that you can't answer. That's what I find in the car. Things that start going around in my head. Things that I can't really answer. doesn't matter because I think around them anyway. Maybe later on I go and look up the actual stuff in here. What the actual answer is. I'm trying to give an example now, and of course I can't. Get in there, torso. Sometimes there are things that occur to me, like you know what I mean by given facts. You know, this is a fact in how the world works. But sometimes when you have a time to think about these things, you start to think to yourself, hold on a second, I don't actually think I really understand that. What I've been told for years about how this works and everything else. Is there stuff up there? Oh god damn it! There isn't there? I can't remember now. I know there's stuff up there, but I can't remember if there's anything up on that lot. I don't want to. I'll try mopping it. I'll try mopping it and see if anything comes down. Because I can't remember. Well, this level enough times. You think I'd remember? Is it clearing up? Not sure. Let's get a box. It's not what I want to be doing right now. I want to be fast. Yes, I do know. I'll be sitting there in the car, driving along. Especially when it's roads you're very familiar with. I think, I actually don't understand that. I don't think I quite. I've just taken this as a. There is something up there, isn't there? I've taken this as a true fact, but maybe, when I think about it more, I just don't understand what that means. I had the one the other day about the rotation of the moon. It was something like that. It was like, how much does they talk about the dark side of the moon? Is there actually a dark side of the moon? Really? What does the moon rotate? Just that you don't see one side. It was something like that. I can't remember. As long as these things, I never actually. Oh, that's not good. It's gonna hurt. Ow. Yeah, there's something up here. There's something else up there. I saw you. Get down here. So it perplexes me enough that I go and look them up later. Oh, for God's sake! And I find out the real answer. What's jammed you? Nothing's jammed you. Just get down here. It's ruining my mock speedrun. Oh, that's bad. Have I broken the game? No! Okay. Oh my god. Sometimes I look it interests me enough that I look up the answers later. Other times I don't worry about it too much. I just sit there and I think about it and I try to puzzle my way through it, and my mind, this goes off at tangents, and often I find myself, hey, there it goes! The finishing point I get to is nowhere near where I started out at. I've started off and does the moon have a dark side, and I've ended up with, I don't know, something about fish or some other madness that's gone through my head. On the tube as well. I guess I have less. I think about it less on the tube, travelling in London, because I've got the podcast on again. Something's distracting me. You're gonna come with me? No, for God's sake. Can I move you? No, I can't. I don't want to use this thing too much, because if you were doing a speed run, it really slows things down. But I have to use it at least twice more.